Good afternoon, degenerates. Today is Sunday. What's today? September 7th, 2025. We're going to talk about some stuff today. Number one, we're going to talk about weekly payers, winners and losers. And when I talk about weekly payers, I'm talking about high yield ETFs. We've got REX shares, we've got Yield Max, we've got Defiance, we've got Yield Boost from Granite Shares and Round. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about some winners and losers. These are Friday's prices, so after hours are not in there. The big winner, this is REX shares, these first four. There's a NVIDIA, a Tesla, Strategy or MicroStrategy, and a Coinbase. And who's the winner here? Well, some are up, some are down. Big down move by NVII from REX shares. NVIDIA went down 2.7, NVII 3.41. TSII went up 3.47, almost captured the full amount at 3.64 from Tesla. MSII 2.53 on MicroStrategy and MSII 2.45. That is Friday's closing price. MicroStrategy did go down after hours when everyone learned that they were not going to be in the S&P 500. But I don't care. I'm a yield chaser. I'm a degenerate, so we're just going to chase the yield here. I don't own any of these because the yields, and when I do the yields, I base on the last three payments. So if you look up at the bar here, for example, NVII, they paid 21 cents, 55 cents, which was a big one. And I base those on the current price, and the annualized yield is 58%. Not degenerate enough for me. So let's go down to Yield Max weeklies. Again, if it's red, that means it's the lowest yield of all the weeklies. 17% for SDTY. Still not bad. 17%. Where else can you get that? But again, and it's a safer fund. It's SDTY. They trade options on the SPX, 0DTE, and it's a solid fund. But it's going to take $70,000 in that fund to make $1,000 a month. Not degenerate enough. That's based on, if it keeps paying the same dividend, the price stays the same. Of course, that's not going to happen, but that's how I calculate that. We'll go down to Defiance. And I'm sorry, I'm under the weather. I'm sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, all that stuff. MST's got a good yield, 102.41%. Definitely the winner of the Defiance funds. They were up 5.03% on Friday against Strategy. MicroStrategy they captured almost twice that of MSTR, so that's good. They declare Tuesday. All the other Defiance funds declare Wednesday. X-date's Thursday. Payday's Friday. Let's go down to Granite shares. I love Granite shares. They declare Thursdays. X-date is Friday, and they pay Tuesday. But look at this. COYY. 176% yield. Only $6,700 invested gets you $1,000 a month based on current dividends or distributions and current price. Will they stay the same? Of course not, but that's what I go by. And look at their other ones. TSYY, that's my biggest fund. I own the most of that as far as dollar-wise, 142%. NVYY, I own a little, 102%. XBTY, 102%. I mean, look at these yields. It's insane. We're also going to talk about, these are the weeklies. I'll also do Yield Max Group B because they declare this week. And I'm going to tell you what I'm buying this week. But let's go down to Round Hill here. Let's look at the yields on Round Hill. It was funny because there was a couple weeks ago a big, I don't know if it was on Twitter or X or whatever they call it now, where basically arguing who's best. I don't know who started it. I don't know who finished it. But I know Round Hill and Rec Shares kind of went after YieldMax, talking about their yields are better, their NAV erosion is better, which I'll talk about that too. But ever since that, it looks like their payments have gone down. Here's the TSLW, which is the Tesla Round Hill Fund. Last three payments, 38 cents, $1.27, 33 cents. So still a great yield, 106. So again, best weekly. If you want a weekly and if you're a degenerate like me and you want the yield, it's COYY. That is they trade options. They do put credit spreads on CONL, which is the 2-time leverage Coinbase. Great in a bull market. You are capped. You're capped by the premium they get when they sell a put. Then they buy a more out-of-the-money put for protection. But you're capped at that premium. If it goes up, you're doing great. If it goes down, not so much. But anyway, that is COYY. So let's go to YieldMax Group B because they declare this week. Again, if they're in blue here, I own them. I own Babo. I own Murni. I hate Moderna, but I own Murni. And I own Platy or Palty, whatever you want to call it. And let's go to their divs. Again, green is the highest of the group. Red is the lowest, which is JPMO, 27%. Safer fund. Lower yield, safer fund. You can't go wrong. Murni, it's only $1.77 a share. And their last three dividends are 19 cents, 20 cents, and 9 cents. So that's trending down. I don't think this is going to hold up. I own Murni. I'm not adding to Murni. I don't drip. I take all the dividends I make in a week. I add some money of my own every week, and I buy the Degenerate Fund of the Week, which this week, is Bitwise iKoi. That's a Coinbase covered call, whatever they do. And look at this, 236% yield based on average of the last three dividends and the current price. $5,000 earns you $1,000 a month. You pay yourself, you make your money back in 5 months. So you double it, less than a year. But will those numbers hold up? Probably not. But look at these others. IMST, 97%. IMRA, which is the Maro, 106. The worst one is their new one. It's a GameStop, 95%. They've only paid 2 dividends so far. They're every 4 weeks, by the way, all the Bitwise. They declare the day after YieldMax Group C, which is Thursdays. So it won't be this coming Thursday. These dates are wrong. I didn't put September in yet. But they declare after YieldMax Group C, which has Coney and all those degenerates. But that's the play. That's what I'm buying this week. I'm putting my own. I put my own money in every week, a fixed amount based on what I can afford, and then all my dividends that I earned that week go into it as well. And so iKoi is what I'm buying this week. That is the degenerate play of the week. Another thing I want to show you is Snowball Analytics. There is a free version, which is what I'm using, and I don't pay for this, but it shows you can integrate your brokerage account. I use Robinhood, and you just connect those. It tells you what you've invested. I've invested 13.8, value's 9.9, so it's down 28%. But look at the passive income, 91%. I'm making 12 grand a year. Of course, estimates. It estimates the next 12 months. But look at that. I don't care about NAV erosion, if that's what you want to call it. Now, I'll talk about that because I got a problem with that term. But I'll show you what it's all about. Dividends. Excuse me. These are my positions. You got your dividend yield and your yield on cost. Look at these yields. On cost, 160. That's Icoy. Biggest yielder, not my biggest position. My biggest position is here, TSYY. That's the Granite Shares Tesla. It's actually not Tesla. It's the double leverage Tesla, TSLL, I want to say. That's 40% of my portfolio. Is that heavy? Yes. That's why I stopped buying that, and now I'm buying Icoy. I'm adding to this 10%. COYY is at 5. I may add to that another time, but I only buy one a week. That's it. And I put, the money I put in each week and all my dividends into one fund. This week it will be Icoy. What else do I want to show you? Metrics. Again, the portfolio is down 28%, but again, my yield is 91%. But I like this. This shows you the beta, the volatility of my portfolio compared to the market. Here's the market. I believe it's S&P. I'm way down here. I'm less volatile than the S&P. So, they say these are high-risk funds, and they are, but it's the risk of the underlying. If the underlyings and all the volatilities are down, so because of that, I think my volatility's down. They have this Sortino ratio here. Mine is 11.499. Okay. Anything over 2 is considered to be good. I'm over 11. So I like that. Sharpe ratio says it needs attention. I'll have to look at how to figure that out. But anyway, I want to talk about NAV erosion. NAV erosion, I call relative beta. And I'm going to prove it to you and show it to you. I'm going to pause the video here for a second, take a big sneeze. If I can. I don't know. This is my first video here. No, I'll just keep going. Something that went down pretty big this week is MicroStrategy. They've been down. Let's pull them up. Okay, this is since mid-July, down. Everyone says, well, just own the underlying. You're better off. Down here, I see no dividends. Now when I like Misty. Look at Misty. Look at the chart. It's almost identical, but you've got dividends. They're paying. There. Last one was $1.09. Not great, but hey, I'm getting paid, and it's doing the same thing as the underlying. We can look at all these. MSII. Excuse me. MST. MSTW. Hill. That's newer, but looks the same. IMST. Bitwise. Looks the same. Again, this is MicroStrategy. IMST you're looking at now, MicroStrategy. They're the same. So, they say just own the underlying. No, because these funds go up when the underlying goes up. They go down when it goes down, and they pay you dividends. Massive dividends. So, and we can look at any of these. We can look at, I've got this list of all the weeklies and the monthlies, and then coin. I've got all the coin funds in one little chart here. This is Coinbase. Down, big gap down here on August 1st. COII, that's Rec Shares. It's the same. The differences are different, but look at the dividends. They're paying you to own this. Coney. I'm big on Coney. It's been, flatter than usual. This is the double coin leverage. It looks the same. COYY is Granite shares. That's new. So you'll see it stabilize. And then, of course, the short funds, which I do own fiat. That's the only short, inverse fund I own. That's the inverse on Coinbase. That should actually be, yeah, see, it's up. It's gone up. Coinbase has gone down. And it looks pretty similar. So that's, my feelings on NAV erosion and relative. I like relative beta because it's relative to the underlying. If your underlying is an index, it's going to be, probably less dramatic moves. But you never know. Power of compounding. I saw this years ago, and that's when I decided I'm not making it financially the way I'm doing things. I traded some options. I was a big proponent of VOO, which is an index fund, which I think averages 14% a year. And at the time, I thought that's great, 14%. But I didn't know any better. I didn't know you can make a lot more than that, and not trade off a lot. So, of course, there's risk in everything. This is not financial advice. Any information provided in this or future videos is for entertainment purposes only. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. So, that's Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So, can I close this? There we go. Let's get rid of this guy. And compounding, you've probably all heard this, but I like to do you've heard the penny a day double. Would you rather have $1 million or a penny doubled every day for 30 days? If you don't understand compounding, you'll say, I'll take the million right now. But the penny. Day 2, you have 2 pennies. Day 15, $163. That's it. Do you want the million still? Day 23, 41,000. We're getting somewhere, but not even close to $1 million. But then look at this. This is compounding. 83,000, 167, 335, 671, 1.3 million in 28 days. We've passed the million, and we get up to 5.3 million in 30 days. So that's compounding. Can we double our money every day? Of course not. We can get close to it every year, and that's what I'm doing. That's Dividend Degenerates. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you have a great week. I will see you soon. Have a great day.